Good morning. It's Tuesday, 5th December. I'm in the van, waiting for Ollie. Today's one of those jobs, you know, where you've got a returning client, you've got a lot of work that you do for them, but this particular job is one of those ones that you'd rather not be doing. Yeah, one of those. It's a little rendering job at the back of his rental property. It's an absolute mess, and there's bits of wood that we got to cover over. There's, you know, rendering which is fit for the floor, but unfortunately the client doesn't want the render ripped off. He wants it meshed over, and oh well, we'll show you when we get there. It is just an absolute mess. So we're on the job now. Feeling a little bit less enthusiastic about it after having a good look. This is probably the better part of it here, and it's not great. We got a really weird tiny little lift, which is for this little triangle bit just up here. Downstairs is even worse, to be honest. It's just horrendous. It's solid and it's on the wall, it's not going anywhere, but the wall's so far out, there's nothing we can do to make it level with the way the customer wants us to do the job. Unfortunately, we're going to be governed by the soffits and a few other things, which is just going to stop us getting it straight. It's not something I like to do, but as I mentioned before in the van, this is for a client that we do a lot of work for. As you see, these houses behind, just here, we did all those for him, and we've done a few other jobs for him in the past, and this is just something he wants doing to tidy up a rental property. You know, it is what it is. We'll do it, we'll keep him happy. We're not happy, but you know, it is what it is. So we're down the bottom now, just showing you what Ollie's been doing in preparation, ready for the mesh. He's been drilling and fixing plugs into the wall here. And that's going to enable us to get a real good solid fixing on the mesh, so we haven't got to rely on adhesion for the sand cement to stick to the wall. It's going to be a physical mechanical fixing, which means, you know, if you just try to go over this, the chances are it's probably going to blow, it isn't going to hold, it's going to crack, it's going to look nasty in no time at all. It's probably going to crack and it isn't going to look great anyway with what we're dealing with, but it's going to give us the best chance possible of doing something and making it look a little bit prettier. Right, the mesh is on. We run out of washers actually, so you've got a few pin tomorrow if the weather's with us. We've also got a little bit of patching to do inside the house, so we'll be back to do that. That's it really for today. We'll catch up with you tomorrow and show you the rest of the things we're doing. Morning, it's Wednesday, we're in the van, we're just about to start the day. We're going to get in there now and show you what we're doing for the day. We're not going to be doing a lot today, it's a bit too cold. We were going to be first coating today, but I'm not going to risk it. I don't want it freezing and popping off. So we've got a little bit of patching to do. They've had some door linings changed inside the job since we've plastered out the house, so we're going to patch that up and show you what we do along the way. So we're in on the job now. This is part of what we've got to do today, just patching here. They've hit the door lining about a bit, fitting the archive, and they've knocked the plaster off. There's a couple of little bits like that. Just down there, got those bits to patch in, and this little bit here to patch in. So not a lot, it's just really some of the things we come across in a day in a life of plastering. There is actually a little crack which has appeared just above the door. It's a weak spot. It's probably gone where it's been knocked about, so I'm going to cut that out a little bit and try and fill that with the hopes of it not reopening, but who knows. So yeah, I'll start with that. Oh, we're using bonding to fill these holes, and we've got bonding 60 because the holes are so small. We'll be stood around waiting for ages for the bonding to go off, so we're not going to bother with the normal bonding. We're going to go with the bonding 60. It goes off nice and fast, which means we'll be able to get our skim coat on nice and fast. Ollie's not in here with me at the moment. He's out the back. He's just finishing off doing the meshing, which he's hating. He's got cold hands and he's moaning and he's crying, but it's got to be done. So yeah, we'll be back in a bit once we get the bonding on and we'll show you what we've done. So I'm just up on the ladder actually. I'm prepping this crack for repair. What I've done is I've widened it and I've deepened it. We're going to fill that with bonding before we skim, but what we're going to do is we're going to make it slightly wider than what it is now so we can lay scrim down through the middle. That way it's going to help it from cracking again and it's going to give us the best job possible, and we won't have to blend it over the finish what's already there, so everything will be set back in the wall. When we finish patching, it's going to be flush, everything's going to be nice, so when you paint it you're not going to notice it's there. Same with what we're doing down on the sides of the doors, that's all going to be flush, blended in nicely. You won't see it once it's painted. So the SBR is dried off now. We've got a piece of scrim in there, as you can see. Once we filled that out, that's going to bind nice and hard, and it's going to give us the best chance against cracking again in the future. So what we do now is we'll take our bonding and we'll just fill that gap out. There we are, all filled out. That's not going to take long to go off now. It's bonding 60, and what that means is it goes off within an hour, but in my experience it's a lot less than an hour, so we'll come back in about 20 minutes when we're ready to skim it. About 20-25 minutes later now, bonding 60, it's done what it does, it goes off nice and fast, it's gone nice and solid. We've got some multi-finish here, we're just going to coat it up now. And that's it. What we'll do now is we'll just go around and pick up the rest of the bits we need to first coat. In about 10 minutes we'll come back, we'll flatten that and we'll put a second coat on it. We'll let that go off and do our troweling. We'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like when we trowel. So we're all second coated, first and second trowel. We're just going to give it a bit of a flat trowel in a minute. We've wiped down the wall around the patch. So as you can see, it's a lot wider than it was this morning. It's just a hairline crack going up the wall here at this weak point. We've now taken that back to the substrate. We've reinforced it, filled it and skimmed it. So fingers crossed, this client will have no more issues with this. He can paint it, forget it, rent the property out and move on with his business. This is part of the service we provide with our work. We recently skimmed this place through in the summer and we're back now just to pick up a few bits. This is the job that we started the rendering on yesterday. We're probably not going to do the rendering now for a couple of weeks. Reason being, I'm away on holiday Sunday and that's going to wipe out the following week. Ollie is unfortunately a little bit too green to leave him on his own doing work, so he's going to have a week off at home. We'll be back just before Christmas, weather dependent, to do the rendering. It really depends on the weather now on when we do that. We don't want to do it when it's too cold and obviously not when it's wet because it will get washed off the wall. So yeah, that's it for the day. We're going to pack up, flat trowel, and I'll probably see you in the van. I'm going to do a short outtake of the reason why we're doing these videos. And just give you a little explanation now. We've got a little bit of a viewership growing. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. So I'm home, it's the end of the day. I've just dropped Ollie off. He's going out tonight with his family, so I hope he enjoys that and has a good night. We finished that job now. I don't think we'll get back there before I go away. It's Wednesday now. I'm going away on Sunday. I think the weather is bad for the rest of the week, so I'm just going to go into holiday mode, get things ready for that. and we'll probably catch up after the holiday. Little bit of backstory actually from where I've come from, how we've got here and where we plan on going. I've been plastering for the best part of 20 years. I've been doing that with my dad. Unfortunately, his career is now coming to a slow wind down and coming to an end really. He's 63 years old, he's done his time and he's looking to relax a little bit. So for me and Ollie, we're going to go off now. We're going to do our own thing. Over the next few weeks, we're going to start looking for a new van. We'll take you guys on the journey of that. We'll go and buy it and we'll show you guys how we fit it out in the back, get it all ready for us and work next year. And yeah, it'd be nice. I'd like to say thanks actually for everyone who's watched the video so far. I can't believe how many views we've had, considering we've only got 2 videos. It's absolutely fantastic. And over 45 subscribers. I mean, I just couldn't have asked for more. Really, really chuffed with that, so thank you. But yeah, I think we'll wrap that video up now and we'll see you on the next one. There is going to be a small break because, as mentioned, I'm going away on holiday. But we will be back as soon as possible. So see you soon.